Hello everyone, Richard here at Calvin Wazoo, where there's no need for alarm. I will not harm you. I bring only lightning, teenage lightning. And for this episode, this is another weekend spins. This is weekend spins number 2, so haven't really done very many of these. And as the title suggests, a blurred journey, because what happened just last night, or the other night, I was listening to records that I wanted to listen to, and they were prompted because, in part because I had been listening to this Coco Rosie album, which I talk about in my recent finds video previously published, but was also talking about this one, this Blur record, Modern Life is Rubbish. And it just, listening to this, it's an incredible album, really set me on a journey to, listen to other recordings that I haven't listened to in quite a while. No needle drops in this episode, but yeah, just what I've been spinning over the weekend. And the journey started, or I should say, gathered steam, because it started when I was listening to Blur. But gathered steam with this one here. This is Toe. This is a vinyl EP called New Sentimentality. So the original EP was released in 2013. My copy is a 2022 on this sort of clear and yellow vinyl. Toe, they release a lot of records on all kinds of different color variants. But yeah, this is math rock. And I've talked about math rock before, and some people are like, some people, they already have their idea of what math rock is, but others are like, math rock? What is math rock? What's math got to do? Well, math actually has a lot to do with music. But the idea about math rock is that if you think about what is, in a band or orchestra or anything, what is carrying the theme, what is carrying the melody? So, in jazz, there is a melody that's either presented by the piano, by a trumpet, by a saxophone, and then, everybody does the variations, but the theme is presented by a musical instrument. And then, same thing with orchestral music. With rock music, it's usually the melody is presented by the guitar, and then either the melody is built around the lyrics, or the lyrics are written around the melody. Could be either way. Frank Zappa, for example, the theme or melody to a particular song often began with the guitar, a guitar solo, and then a song, was built around that. So with math rock, the theme is presented by the drums. Most often it's the drums. Sometimes it's the bass player, but most of the time it's the drums. And then a song is built around this theme presented by the drums. So in a lot of math rock, when you listen to the other instruments, it's often very repetitious, like just a dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, picking the guitar. The melodies are very, very simple, because the real theme of the music is in the percussion. And Toe is just really incredible with that. Their drummer, Kashikura Takashi, is just amazing. It's like his drumming style is like a constant flourishes, just non-stop flourishing, drum flourishes. And it is just really, really amazing. I'm pretty sure I have their complete catalog that's available on vinyl. They're from Japan. And I'm trying to think if they're still active. I don't know. But yeah, this copy that I have of New Sentimentality is 2022, and they're reissuing it. So I noticed that there are a couple online vendors who are reissuing with a different color variant. Now, also, this, of course, then led me to another math rock band, and in fact, a band that is sometimes credited with the origin of math rock, and they were certainly involved in shoegaze style of playing, and that is Slint and the album Spiderland. This is from 1991, I think. Yes, 1991. And this is a 2014 reissue. If you ever get a chance to see the documentary Breadcrumb Trail, I think you might be able to. It's definitely on YouTube. If you Google Breadcrumb Trail, you'll not only get the video of the song, but it should call up the documentary about the band. Really amazing. Britt Walford was the drummer with the group. He's been off doing many other things since. And you can definitely hear with the song Good Morning Captain, the musical theme being presented by his drumming. This is something that he was developing since he was like 14. And then eventually the band, beyond just a couple people, it started coalescing into a group. And so you get Paho, shoot, now I'm drawing a blank in terms of his, what his name is, but I know his last name is Paho. But anyway, the guitar playing, very simple, repetitious, but also very melodic. It's built with the tension that goes with the musical theme of the drumming. And so listening to Spiderland last night was just really, really love that record. It holds up. Despite coming out in 1991. It's a fascinating story behind the development of the record. I really recommend you watch that documentary, Breadcrumb Trail. Well, then my mind, often before these records end, I've already got in mind what the next one is going to be. And so from this 1991 Slint record, we went to the 1996 Placebo, the self-titled record. My copy's a 2019 reissue. Placebo, this record is just solid all the way through, and it has one of my favorite lyrics of all time from the song Teenage Angst. Which the lyric goes, since I was born, I started to decay. Now nothing ever goes my way. I love that line. And, of course, it's got Nancy Boy on it, but there's just so many really good, deep cuts on this record. It's the only Placebo record that I have. Don't often see their material in stores, but I understand they have they issued a new one last year, but I don't know. I don't know anything about it, and I haven't heard it. Well, Placebo, being the alternative rock, hard rock band that it is, the next record I wanted to listen to was this Illinois pseudo grunge band, I guess you could call them, Poster Children, and this is the release Junior Citizens from 1995. Again, you know, they're probably more famous for their an earlier release that I think was 1991, and that would be Daisy Chain Reaction, which got quite a bit of play. There were a few songs that got quite a bit of play on MTV's 120 Minutes. That's how I found out about it. But yeah, because they're a very regional band and I was not living in the region, I didn't know about a lot of their other material until much later. I became aware of it when they released a new album in, oh gosh, Grand Bargain. When was that? Maybe 2016, 2015, something like that. But Junior Citizen is just another really, really solid album. If you're familiar at all with Daisy Chain Reaction, I'm going to hazard the statement that this is better. This is a really good album. So yeah, check it out. Well, now, you know, after listening to Poster Children, it was like, man, I'm going to go back in time because, you know, I'm not exactly sure what song on the record made me think of this next selection, but I decided, yeah, this is where I'm going to go next. And that is Blind Faith, all right, with their eponymously titled only record. You know, we're talking about Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, Stevie Winwood, and is it Rick Greck? Can't remember now. But anyway, just again, you know, the weak song that might be on here is Well, All Right, which is a cover. It's a cover that was done by, trying to read this, Pretty and Holly. So is that a Buddy Holly song maybe? But yeah, it's a good song, but against all the others on the record, it's the weakest one. But Do What You Like is, and Sea of Joy, those two songs. I mean, when this was released in 1969, my brother had a copy of it, so I was listening to it then. And it's always been one of my favorite albums from that era, and it definitely holds up. And it was just really, really enjoyable to be listening to it the other night. The copy I have here is an Abbey Roads half-speed mastering. I have another copy as well, an earlier pressing. I didn't pull that one out, so I can't remember if it's an OG. But anyway, yeah, so Blind Faith was the next place that I went. Just, I think it was the drumming that I was thinking about because I wanted to hear Ginger Baker's drum solo from Do What You Like. Because, you know, I'm not a big fan of a lot of drum solos because they just tend to be an opportunity to show off, kind of, you know, just how fast they can be or whatever. But there are occasions when a drum solo is actually, how to say, it's put together really well with some thought, and it has, you know, progressions and movements or whatever, and the drum solo that Ginger Baker does with Do What You Like is really, really, really quite good. Ever since we're talking 1969, so since I was like 11 years old, I was just blown away by that song. So from 1969, moved up to 1971. And we've got another record that there's a mini drum solo in it, but just some amazing guitar work, and another really tight album, and that's Alice Cooper's Killer. Yeah, this was, especially when I first got this, let's see, 1971, that was 1971, yeah, 13 years old. Long time ago. But I don't think I actually got it when I was 13. I think I got it like when I was 14. But anyway, geez, just played this all the time. Halo of Flies is just such an amazing song, the way it is put together and structured. But all the other songs are just really, really good. Inside to, going from Dead Babies to the song Killer, yeah, it's just, to me, it's his best, or their best release in the entire catalog. I mean, yeah, School's Out was pretty good, and Billion Dollar Babies is pretty good. Anything after Billion Dollar Baby, I'm just not a fan of the releases after Billion Dollar Babies. And Love It to Death is also really, really good, but wow, this one is such a tight record. And I used to have the poster that originally came with this, of Alice Cooper holding his snake, which I believe the snake's name is Killer. So then I moved back up into modern day because I just wanted to listen to some more, psychedelic guitar and some incredible guitar playing. In part because this artist, Mdou Moctar, who is just one of my favorite artists, definitely top 5 favorite of mine currently. He's releasing a new record. It's going to be coming out in May, I think. I've got mine pre-ordered. And in June, I think it's in June, I bought a ticket. He's coming again to Chicago. So this will become the 4th time I've seen him perform. Just absolutely incredible performance. And he's playing at Thalia Hall, which that was the last place in Chicago that I saw him play. And he put on just an outstanding show. I mean, he went off the stage and stepped into the crowd playing just an absolutely incredible guitar, soloing and with all the people around him, just really quite extraordinary event. And so I'm really looking forward to the new release that's going to be coming out. But I tell you, they're all his releases are just really, really good. And then, kind of being full circle, I come back to 2023 with this, and here we just posted on Sunday our review from the Gunkles of Man on Man and this album Provincetown, which is just such it really is. I'm saying that a lot, that these are all really good albums. And you can check out our review to get all the, the information. But yeah, this is just some really good records, really good recordings. Just there's such a lot of music out there, a lot of great music, and there are evenings like that where I've got all these records, and then one will just trigger another thought about another record that I will pull, which will trigger another thought about another record which I will pull, and then listen to these all of an evening. besides, doing, listening to the new acquisitions I get so that I can, create a video, I still have lots of opportunities that I take to listen to, what I already have. Hope you enjoyed that. If you are familiar with any of these records, would love to share your thoughts. I'm going to have the list of the records that I just talked about, as I usually do in the Down Under. Leave a comment in the Down Under, please. I enjoy getting them. And you can find me on Instagram, where I go by the handle NewsDude76. That's NEWZDUDE76. And then I'm also on Facebook as Calvin Wazoo. So you can find not just these videos, but other videos, music-related videos, and other music-related content like articles, etc. You can find that on my Facebook page, because I won't necessarily be having that on my YouTube. And hey, hit the like button. That really does help out a lot. Subscribe if you want to. But the like button actually is pretty important, and that way you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. It's all your choice. But also, please remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.